All right, a good nerve Shabbos. Rabbi Isai, as Noam would say, today is Daf Pei. You gotta. It's not a joke. It's Daf Pei. All right. So yesterday, what we came up with yesterday. Whoever didn't watch the 8-minute review, Chaval. Oh yeah.
It's not really chopped off. The peel's chopped off. Oh really? Yeah, it's really not in the video. It's not. Yeah, if you look at the video, it's not.
Let's be saying okay. Because it's pointed downwards a little bit. That's why I see the camera. Let me show you.
We can see the Nacho.
All right. So yesterday we were discussing. Ooh, Socher. Where? All right. Let's start. Let's go. We're discussing Choshishim L'Zerav or Ei Choshishim L'Zerav. Are we concerned halachically about the father's genealogy? No, I'm not. You there? Okay. Okay, so what do we come out the Maskana Rabbi? So we came out that everybody has a suffix. Rabbi Eliezer and Chachamim, they both are mesupik if Choshishim or not Choshishim. So then what is the difference between Rabbi Eliezer and Chachamim? If we say seh or mixah seh. In other words, if we're dealing with a half a seh or a little bit of a seh, is that enough to be mekayim the mitzvahs or not? Now you have to follow me. If you guys are busy over there, you're going to be lost. Not kedai. Oh, I had something I printed for everybody. Here we go. This is from Simon Wolf. Some of them because of the Israeli paper, but whatever. Just share one or two. So it goes like this. Again, yeah? The Olam is like half asleep here from the Chullin. There is no machlokes really if choshishim or not choshishim. Everybody's mesupik if choshishim or not. So where's the machlokes? Do we consider a half an animal, a half a seh, or a half a deer? As a deer, as a full deer, a half a seh as a full seh. The Ma'inaf Kimina says the Gemara very simple. We're holding on Daf Pei Amud Aleph by Omer of Papa. So when the Gemara brings a brayse, it says you should not shecht a koi on yontif. Why not? Because you won't be able to do kisei adam. What is a koi? If a koi is that the mother is a deer. If the mother is a chaya, the mother is a deer. This picture I got from that book that I hardly used. There's a brown book on Chullin. Finally, I got one thing out of him. There's a picture of, he thinks that there's a koi, whatever. According to some shlo, it's a koi. Fine.
That is the national animal of Pakistan, by the way.
I've never seen this animal in my life. No, there's not a Yael. Look at this, it's so weird. I'll show you a Yael in a second. I have a nice picture of a Yael. Okay. Rabbi Isai, if this is a koi, if a koi came out of a mother that's a tzvi, do you have to cover the blood? Yes. According to Chachamim, 100%. Why? Because even if this guy is only half of a tzvi, Chacham hold miktsas is kuloi. So halachically, you would be chayiv to cover this blood 100%. So could you shecht him on yantif? Yes. There's no problem with shechting him. So then why does the Brisa say you can't shecht him on yantif? Must be we're talking about this koi. This koi, the mother. Oi, did I mess it up? Yeah, could be I messed it up. Oh no, sorry. This. I messed it up. Here it goes. If the mother is a tzvi, this picture. If the mother is a tzvi, then the kid is 100% a chaya according to Chacham because it's 50% chaya equals 100% chaya. So you have to do kisei adam. If this is the father, but this is the mother is a goat. So now it's a suffix. So what do? That's why ain't shoichtim, because if ein choshishim l'zera'av, if we remove this guy completely, then what is he? The koi, 100% a goat, and a goat you don't do kisei adam, so it'd be a big problem in yontif. So because of that suffix, ain't sheichtim biyantif. You don't shech on yantif. What?
Why not?
On yantif, you're not. It's muktzah or it's a malacha. You're not allowed to do it on yantif.
Were you not allowed to chef in the first place, so you're not allowed to do...
No, you're allowed to shech, but you don't know what to do afterwards. You won't be able to do kisei adam.
Normally a band with
It does.
Only a chaya has kisei adam.
Chaya.
Chaya has kisei adam. Maybe it does. Zok the Gemara. So let's see inside. Omer Papa Hilkach le'inyan kisui hadam umatonois lo mishkachas lo elo bitzvi habo alat yosho. The only way to reconcile the brais so that you can't shecht is only if the mother is a tiyosha, a gdi. Because if the mother is a tzvi, then you could shecht this animal, no problem. There is zero problem doing kisei adam. Because even at the worst case scenario, if we don't consider this guy at all, then it's 100% chaya, and for sure you need kisei adam. But even if it's only 50% chaya, you still have to do kisei adam on 50%. According to Chachamim, according to Rebbe Lezer, 50% is nothing, so you don't do kisei adam.
What's matana?
What?
Matana?
Matana is matas kuna.
That's also only
Oh, so now we're going to talk about matas kuna in a second. So how does it work with matas kuna? Matas kuhuna, you only give matas kuna if there's a behema. So if the father, if the mother is a goat, only then do we have an issue whether you give it or not. Because if the mother is a chaya, then there's no reason to give any matas kuhuna. You look at the guy at the kohen, you say, look, the mother is a chaya, and for a chaya you don't give matas kuhuna. So what are you telling me? Maybe the father has a little bit genealogy here. You prove it to me halachically. If you can prove it to me halachically, then I'll give you 50%. How much do you have? But in this case, where there's at least 50% behema, so I owe the kohen 50%. So I give the kohen 50%. What about maybe this doesn't count at all? And if this doesn't count, I have to give 100% from the behema? Then on that 50%, I'm going to be chaver all over raya. So that's what the Gemara says. Mishkachas loy mishkachas elo betzvi haba alat yoshu. The only case available is if the mother is a goat. Because if the mother is a deer, we said, then there wouldn't be any shayla b'chlal, it wouldn't fit in. The bein l'Rabbanon or bein l'Rebbe Eliezer misapikalu ichoshim l'zera aviloi. That we said yesterday that we came l'maskonas hasugya. Everybody doesn't know what's going on. We all have a suffix. Become mifligi. So where is the machlokes b'seh v'afilu mitzaseh? Whether or not we consider a half a seh a full seh. Okay, atkan that. Now, le'inyan oisei v'ezbenoi, but when it comes to the halacha of oisei v'ezbenoi, mishkachas lo, this might be the case of a grandchild, but at any rate, mishkachas lo bein betayish habalat tzvio ubein betzvi habalat yosho. Now there's no nafkamina anymore who the father or who the mother are, because oisei v'ezbenoi is a halacha that you cannot shecht, even besafik you can't shecht. There'll be isser to shecht besafik. Betayish habalat tzvio uli surah. If the mother was a deer, so then it would be aser. You won't get malchus. It would be aser. The Rabbanan Savri dil mechoshin l'zerav sev afilu mixaseh amrinon v'aser. Since the mother is a goat, right? Oisei v'ezbenoi only applies to a behema. B'tzvi abo alat yosho. Sorry, b'tayish abo alat tzvio ulisura. So if the mother is a chaya, we have to be concerned that maybe there's a little bit of a behema in here, according to Chachamim, and therefore you can't shecht her. You can't shecht oisei v'ezbenoi. Oisei v'ezbenoi is only by behema. So we have to be concerned for the father or the grandfather of the goat. He doesn't care about a little bit. A little bit is nothing. So Memela would be mutter for him to shecht. It would be mutter, yeah. You don't get malchus. Hold on. Yeah. There's no isser. There's no isser because the mother is a chaya. The mother is a chaya, so what's the problem? Maybe there's a little bit of a behema here. A little bit of behema is nothing. So it's 100% mutter.
I don't see any mutter on his chart.
It says potter.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's potter. Yeah, I don't think it's a problem.
The third one, yeah, it's the third one in the top. Taya Shabbat Tzviyah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It says potter instead of mutter. That's Judah's kasha from yesterday or 2 days ago. Fine. B'tzvi habalat yosho. Oh, but now if the mother is a goat and Oisef is in a behema, a goat, so what's the problem? The father is not a goat. But according to Chacham, you don't need 100% pure bread. Even 50%. Seva filo miktas. So what do you get? You get mamish malchus. It's not a suffix. If you know that there's 50% goat here, then Oisef is b'noi, you get malchus. What about according to Rebbe Lazar? You wouldn't get malchus. Because maybe the father is, maybe we're choishish for the father, and therefore it's only miktas. And to do asra suffix doesn't work. Ula malchus. Rabban Sarini nami de choshen zerav sev afilu miktas minon umalkinan le. Lezasavar isur ike malchus leke. Isur ike dilme ein choshen zerav. Vaiseh mal yehu. Why is there an isur? Because maybe the father doesn't count at all, and there's 100% seh. There's 100% goat. But on the other hand, maybe the father does count. Again, everybody agrees that there's a suffix. We don't know if chashim or ain't chashim. La halacha, we don't know. So therefore, you have to take every case as is. Yeah, but just on that case, you mean we don't know? We can't give it to him. Yeah. So what does Rashi say Asra Safik on? I don't remember. Rashi talks about Asra Safik here.
So that's not here though.
Yeah, it could be a different case. Fine. Now we're going to have 4 shitas
No, he does say it
on this. Interesting.
It says on Taya Shabbat Tzviyah.
Tayish habo al tzviya. The mother is a chaya. On what case? Not on this case. Because this case would be not. Yeah, but that's maybe on Kisi Adam. What are you reading? Which Rashi? Okay, but Taisha Balat Tzviya is the other one. Is Taisha Balat Tzviya is this which sugya? Tzviya Balat Yasha is the top one. Oh. So in the case of a Taisha Balat Tzviya Oiseh B'noi, so maybe says Rashi, so maybe you should give him Malchus, because I'm warning you. What if don't check these 2 animals, because maybe we go by the Tayish. Maybe Choshim Zera'av, maybe there's a little bit of a father here, and the little bit of the father, Choshim Zera'av, says Rashi, you can't do it al Safik because that's just Asra Safik. On the tzad is not enough. Zog the Gemara. Omer Rav Yehuda. There's 4 sheets. What is a koi? We were taking for granted that a koi is a tzvi and a gdi. Now we're going to see that it's not so simple. Omer Rav Yehuda. Koi bria b'fnei atzmehi. There's actually something called a koi. Meaning, so he holds, says Rashi, that it's impossible for. I need it. That's what you're saying. Shkoyach. It's impossible for a behema and a chaya to breed together, according to this shita. That's what they hold. So, Rabbi Yehuda is mechulek on what we said up until now, and maybe even in Metzias, because you could check it out. And we said that today people do breed goats and deers. But that's what he held, that it's not possible physically for a behema and a chaya to breed. So in Mela, we don't know. So a koi is not here and not there. That's how Rabbi Yehuda holds. Rav Nachman Omar, koi zeh labar. This is the wild isle. Some people say that it looks like what they're having in Getty. This guy, ibex and other and.
Somebody asked the other day, where's the definition whether it's a behemoth or chayes?
The Torah. The Torah says 3 behemoths and 7 chayes.
And what about anything else? There's no simon in it.
Oh, so we're actually going to discuss it mamish now.
Simon in it?
Everything. Here, let's see. Kitanoi koize el habar v'yesh oimrim ze habo min hatayish u'min hatzviya. And some people say no. It's like what we learned until now, that it's a combination of a goat and a deer. That's what a koi is. It's not el habar. Rabbi Yossi Omer koi bria b'fnei atzma. So now we have a Tana that says it's a bria b'fnei atzma v'loichriu b'chachamim min chayim min behema. And the fourth shita, Rabbi Shimon Gamliel Omer min behema hi. So when I say that it's a min chaya, what does that mean? That means all the halachas, a koi is a chaya. In other words, it needs kisi adam. You could shecht it on yontif. There's no Isra Yosef and Noi.
What was the difference between Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yosef?
There is no difference. Just one is a Tana, one is not, I think. Now, Reb Shimon Gamliel comes along and says it's a min behema. It's a complete behema. So there's Yosef is benoi. There's no chiyuv, kisi adam, b'chulu b'chulu. There's a problem with chaylev. Vishel beis dushoi, and he says, and by the way, you should know, so I don't know if he was trying to say, look, it's a behema, just like cows, you bring up, you have flocks of cows and sheep, so it's not, you don't have adorim of wild lions. It's not something, I don't know if it's physically possible to, it's like something you could domesticate. I think that's what he means. Adorim, it's domesticated animals. These are behemoths, these kois. Fine. Or maybe you're just saying something else, I don't know. So those are the 4 shitas. Either it's a chaya, it's a behema, it's a bria b'fnei atzma, or it's a combination of a tzvi and a gdi. Omer Reb Zera, Omer Reb Safra, Omer Reb Amnuna, Hane izei devala, ksherois legabe mizbeach. So you have these wild goats. Again, it might be this guy. So if Mashiach comes and none of us own really, anything, what are we going to bring as a car? You could go out to Engedi, bring him some, some bisley, and when he comes, you grab him by the horn. You can bring him to the Mizbeach. It's not a problem. Actually, that means that it's a behema. Yeah? Yeah, but it's not ours. This is Hefker. I'm saying you could just go up.
It's cheaper to buy it for what? 500 shekel.
What do you think? There's not going to be 100 people running over there to get it? It's the Beis Hamikdash is open today. What are they going to do? They're going to run right there. I'm saying if he runs out of, if he wants to rip us off, fine. So here, this is what you're talking about, Mr. Kornbluth. The Torah tells us 10 animals. So first, Pasuk Daled says the 3 Shor Sekvasim, Ksavim, Vese Izim. Okay, so we have the 3 domesticated animals in this pasuk. V'sulai, and there's no more than that. Here's the rest, because we're going to need them in a second. Ayol tzvi, so these are the chayes. Ayol tzvi, yachmur, v'akoy, v'dishoin, v'toy, v'zemer. So we don't know what these guys are really. Some of them we know. Ayol tzvi. Tzvi, Rashi said that's not the tzvi that we thought it is. It's a different thing. It's a shiloh what tzvi is even in our. So according to the Radak, the zemer is a giraffe. I think that was the word I was looking for the other day. According to the Radak. And this ibex guy is not one of them in the Torah. So he comes up and he says, so what you have to say, I have no option. Since I know this is kosher, and this is not a chaya, or maybe it is a chaya, so the only option is, it doesn't look like a sheep, and it doesn't look like a cow, so it has to be a goat. So what's the Gemara going to ask? No, maybe it's one of these colorful guys, the akoy, the toy, the zemer. Maybe it's a giraffe. Maybe zemer is not a giraffe, and that's a giraffe.
Even in Egypt.
Oh, so that's the question. Did they have tzvi? That's why somebody told me yesterday there's no tzvi in Eretz Yisrael. The deer that we know is only European and American. It's not a deer that they had in Eretz Yisrael. In Eretz Yisrael they have gazelles. And Rashi describes tzvi in the beginning of in Eli Stefansky, he describes it as a gazelle. But some say that that's a one-time thing in Shas that Rashi says, but it really Rashi means other kids are not so posh. I don't know what they had here. You know what they had? If they had giraffes or not? They had lions, they had bears. Up until 1950, they had tigers in Eretz Yisrael. You know that?
Yeah.
Tigers.
Yeah. Because they're all over the Middle East.
Okay, and no giraffes in the middle.
Certainly, bears everywhere.
Okay. They have hyenas in Eretz Yisrael today. No, those are jackals. Those are tiny little jackals. Those are nothing. I'm talking about hyenas that could kill lions. They kill lions. They have wolves. They have hyenas, and they have mountain lions. They have a lot of. I don't know. Yeah. They have leopards. I think they have like 1 or 2 leopards still here somewhere. Okay. Maskiv lo Rav Acher bar Yaakov ve'imo ayolu tzvi prat. All right, says the Gemara. Look at this. It says, look, the Torah enumerates all the chayas that are mutar to eat. Then a second later, the Torah says a klal. So this is a prat. Only these. Then the Torah says this, v'chol behema. So what is this talking about? This is a klal. It's everything. Says the Gemara, what?
The first pasuk speaks also in the chayim, not only in the behema.
Yeah. V'chol behema, but we already discussed, 2 weeks ago, the behema means everything. That we had in the pasuk, it says mefurish in the pasuk. It says chayis, and then it says behema. 2 words later it was, I think. So ve'emo ayol tzvi prat, kol behemo klal, prat uklal nasa klal moisav ala prat ikotuva. So anytime you have a big klal, the chol behemo that comes after a bunch of prats, it's just coming to add. It's just saying everything. So memela, how do you know that?
I'm worried about the pictures.
Oh. How do you know that this is part of a gedi? Maybe this is not a gedi. Maybe this is part of the chol behema. In the klal. Who told you to put it in that category?
Can't you say infer from the wording though that therefore that is a behema? I know we learned behema covers it.
No, so I don't know.
As well, but because it's
No, I'm not going into the behema versus chaya part. Just the lashon v'chol behema includes many other animals that are kosher, that are mafres parsha sheseh. You'll find them. They chew their cud. They have split hooves, giraffes, whatever they are.
but they're not saying
That it's a behema. No, I don't think so. Just I'm saying that mehecha teisa, since you know that this animal, Rav Yitzchak has a jam. He says this is kosher, so I don't know how to fit into the 10. It must fit into gedi. So I'll say no. It could fit into the word v'chol behema, not in terms of category behema, but in the word of behema. Not only that. Look at the next question. Imkein hane kol hane protil amali. So the Gemara says that's not a good kasha. That should fit into kol behema. Because then why does the Torah enumerate 10? Say 3. Say 4. You're going into great detail to tell me 10. That means the Torah means only these 10 and that's it.
Meaning you can't use these psukim as a klal of prat?
Yeah. There's no klal that comes after brat because the klal is so specific and tells you another one and another one and another one. Enough. If you tell me 10, that means that's it. These 10. Usually it's 2 or 3. The cutoff is 2, 3, whatever. You could get away with 3 sometimes, but 10 means these 10. Again. Fine. So now another question. Who told you it's a behema in the category of gedi? Maybe it's an akoy, because we have no idea what akoy is. We don't know what it is. So maybe it's this funny animal. that's running around in Gedi all day. Zog the Gemara, Omer Rav Achaber, the Rav Ashi, Vamer Rav Achaber, the Rav Avi, the Rav Ashi, Dilma, Mina the Toy, or Mina the Zemer, Ninu. Maybe it's even a Zemer. This is an ibex. Today's lashon is an ibex. Some people want to tie it that's what we're talking about. This wild goat. And the Zemer, this would not fit in with the Radak.
Is he influenced by his father's name?
Who? Oh.
Ravaka Berejav Ikka, it says it's an Akka.
That's why they call that.
Oh, the Rav Ashi. Now you remind me, wasn't it, we learned the Gemara that if a son of a king calls his father a Kelev, is he mad at the Kelev or is he mad at the son? Remember we had that. So Ameimar said that the Chelev of this guy right over here is mutter. What does that mean? It's a Chaya. Has to be it's a Chaya. So it actually fits into Akoy. It's a lot better to say that it's an Akoy than to say that it's a Gdi. Again, so you have to pay attention. It's called the goat of Bala, which is a wild goat, but it's called goat. And every time the Gemara, we always say, if that's its name, it has a lot of meaning, the name. Is it considered a behem or not? We had a machlokes with the wild ox. I just thought about this second. Maybe it's talking about the buffalo. Okay, what a bison? These are wild buffaloes.
They're not the American.
Not the American, but they have them in South Africa, the wild buffaloes. This nan, are those kosher by the way, Mendy? Really? Those buffaloes? Wow. But it has split its cud. Okay. Yeah, but that they eat, I think. They eat bison. We eat it today. This nan shor habor min behimu. Rabbi Yisrael min chaya. Okay, only in that we have a machlokes. We don't have a machlokes in this wild goat. The Rabbanan Savri midin the targiminon turbala in the Torah. If you look, when it says toy, this word taf aleph vav, the green. So the uncle says on the spot turbala, meaning a wild a buffalo, a wild ox. So Mamela, that's why there's a machlokes over there. It's a tremendous taina. Look at this. The toy is smack in the middle of all these wild chayas. So how can you say that the toy all of a sudden is a behema? It makes no sense. This pasuk is talking about behemoths. Pasuk Dalet and pasuk Hey is full of chayas. How would you stick it? It's a tremendous taina. But at the end of the day, Unkelos, who we say is Halacha Moshe Sinai, Unkelos, the Targum came down on Har Sinai. Unkelos was just, he rewrote it, what we forgot, but that's why we say it's Mamish Torah. So he writes that Toy is this wild ox. So Mela, Machlokes.
But that's Torah because the word Tor in there implies that it's an ox of behemoth.
Yeah.
We go by the name of
But that's what people call it, yeah. Tor Bala. Tor Bala. Avalahani, but these wild goats, Divrei Akol, Mina Deis Ninu. And obviously, there's no machlokes over here because it's called a Eiz, it is Eiz. Mascular Ravacha the Raviko of Dilma Mina da Akoy Ninu.
So you have one mandam we're saying the chel of it is mutter. You have another mandam we're saying it's zikr.
100% behema. Yeah. And what about a koi? Same exact thing. We said it's a behema, it's a chaya, it's in between, it's a new breed. 4 sheets. Amalei Rabbeinu Ravashi, v'dilma mina the toy or mina the zemer ninu. Amalei Rachman Ravashi, amei meshor terabai. Basically, this sugya is it's this repetition of the sugya we had before, word for word almost, but just in a question and answer kind of thing. And basically, we come out the same thing. Rav Nachman holds, Ameimer says, you're allowed to eat the chaylev, it's a chaya, and then you have a sheet that's 100% behema, and then you have a question, maybe it's a zemer, maybe it's a part of the akoy, fine. Zok the Gemara, Ketzad HaShoichet, Omer Reboshia. Kulo masnisim d'loig Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon comes up with a tremendous chiddush. Reb Shimon says that any shchita that you cannot eat the meat afterwards is not called a shchita. So what? L'may nafkamina for oisev es benoi. Oisev is benoi is only halacha if I shech the mother, and then I shech the offspring, or I shech the offspring and then I shech the mother. But it has to be shchita. What if I take a gun, kill the mother, and a minute later I want to shech the kid? Could I? 100%. It's shchita. Says Reb Shimon that any shchita I can't eat the meat is not a shchita. So it comes out a tremendous problem. If I shecht kachim outside of the Beis HaMikdash, let's say, so I can't eat the meat. So then I could shech the kid. Then I could shech the next one. So all these cases in the Mishnah that we said, two in the Chullin, don't go according to Reb Shimon. Yeah, the whole Mishnah doesn't go according to Reb Shimon, says the Gemara. Not the whole Mishnah, the Gemara brings three cases. The whole thing. Do we need pictures for this? Just in case, because we already did it. It looks like the same picture. How many cases are there, Rabbi Yisai? Wrong. 16. Do the math. The 16 cases. So why does the Mishnah bring 12? Oh, so the Mishnah doesn't talk about 4 cases. It says Taisus either because all 12 cases have a tremendous chiddush to them, and those 4 cases don't have a chiddush, or all 12 cases don't have any chiddush. So ton of a shear, so we left out a few. It's not a big deal. Fine. So in this case, Kodesh and Kodesh Bachutz, he was over, as soon as he shechted this guy, the shechita is nothing, because he did the shechita outside. So then this guy, we say that so first of all, this guy is not Oisav his Benoi. And second of all, more importantly, he was shoich. We said that since he shechted this guy mechutz, so then this kid of her kid, you can no longer shecht in the Beis Hamikdash that day. Therefore, it becomes a mechusar zman. Since you can't shecht number 2 anymore today, so it's mechusar zman. So the person that shechts it doesn't get kares. All they get is malchus on oisev is benoi. But according to Reb Shimon, you should get kares, because now you could bring it to the Beis Hamikdash because it's not oisev is benoi. This was killed, and this is still roy for the mizbeach. The person that checks this one should be chayav kares, and also not malchus for oisev benoi, just malchus for kachim outside. Let's see it inside. Midikatani kachim b'chutz harishin chayav kares ushneim psulim ushneim soifkim esar baim, and both get malchus. It has to be a shchita that's roy la'achila, and it's not. You're right. What? Kamo mikdal katle sheni.
Inside joke.
No.
Just say the number of the joke and hold on.
What are you talking about?
72.
Kamo mikdal katle. What does that mean? So the first one that came out of Beis Hamikdash was killed, wasn't shechted. So if the first one that was killed, not shechted, what's the second one? It's not oisev es benoi. Right. It's right to Beis Hamikdash. Sheni miskabu fnimu. It's right to bring into the Beis Hamikdash. Koris nami lechayev. And Einach Nami, Rashi says, you potter for oisev es benoi, but you get malchus for kachim. Now, the second case. Chullin bifnim. Both of the chullins are inside. Shneim psulim v'asheni sovik zarboim. Now, the Gemara has a kasha. Mitli shemin l'rib shemin domer shchita shein rui lo yishmo shchita. Kamo mikdal katli. Since we said you can't eat this guy's meat, the first guy because he was shefted inside, so it's considered a killing. It's not considered shchita. Then what's the reason that you give the second guy malchus for oises benoi? There's no oises benoi. He shouldn't get malchus at all. And now comes an interesting one. Kachim bifnim, harishon kosher. Both of them are kachim and they're inside. Harishon kachim bifnim, harishon kosher. Upativ hasheni sovik zarboim upasul. Michli shamin leila rib shimon dama shchita shein arui lo yishmo shchita. According to Reb Shimon, the first one is not considered shchita at all. Shchitas because First of all, no. We'll see in a second because it's Rika, but there's another problem here. I'll tell you in a second. The second one is also not Roy. The Kamo, the Loizarg Dam, Mr. Basar. Since you didn't do Zrika, it has to be Shchita that's Roy Lachila for Oisev is Benoy only. For Oisev is Benoy, you have to be Roy Lishchita. So therefore, even the first one is not Roy Lishchita. It's not Roy Lachila, so it's not considered a Shchita.
So there's no Oisev as B'nai by Kachim?
According to Rashi, there's no Oisev B'noi by Kachim. Taisus disagrees. Taisus says that's not true. They come what? Okay, so you have two Kachim inside the Beis HaMikdash. When you shechted the first one, can you eat the meat the second you shecht it? No. No, you have to do Zrika. You have to do Zrika. So it's not a Shechita that's Roy Lachila. It has to be a Shechita Roy Lachila, says Reb Shimon Ba'osav is B'noi. I have to shech the mother, the second I shecht her, I can eat the meat. Now I shecht the son, I'm over Ba'osav is B'noi. But if I have to do another process, I shecht the mother, and I have to take the blood, I have to gather the blood and walk over to the Mizbech, that's not considered Shechita Roy Lachila.
Then you could never. You don't do the Zrika.
No, and even after I do the Zrika, then it was a Shechita that was not Roy. Because it was a Shechita that was not Roy, it's not Roy Lachila. Because the second I do the Shechita, it's not Roy Lachila. I can fix it tomorrow if I do Zrika.
So the whole Masech is Vachem was a waste of time.
What?
The whole Masech is Vachem. How do you shecht?
No, only Noisiv is B'noi. Only Noisiv is B'noi.
Why?
Reb Shimon says in Oisiv is B'noi has to be a Shechita Ruya Lachila. In Oisiv is B'noi. We're going to get to the Mishnah.
He shechted the Benoi 5 hours later. Same day, but 5 hours later.
Yeah.
He's done the Zrika, he's done everything.
Yeah, but Zrika doesn't help anymore. Because when I did Shechita, that's what I'm saying. The Shechita has to be Roi for Achila. The Shechita has to enable me to eat right now. And even if I go and I do Zrika 5 minutes later or 1 minute later, it's too late. The Shechita is not a Shechita Roi La'achila. I had to do another process in order to eat it. I had to do 4 processes to get to there. That's not...
And potentially, because potentially you could shech the Benoi 5 hours later.
No. What do you mean?
He did shech.
He did shech. He did shech, but it wasn't a Shechita Roya. The first Shechita wasn't a Shechita Roya. There is, basically, according to Reb Shimon, there's no Oisiv B'noi by Kachim.
In order
That's
to
it,
go over
according to
the
Rashi.
Oisiv B'nai, when you shech, you have to be able to eat it right now.
Yeah.
By Kachim, I shechted, I can't eat it.
But that's, okay, that's kind of Rashi. We don't have. But
Tosfos says a nira whatever. He says there is a Oisiv B'noi by Kachim, there's a Vav Moisef v'chulu v'chulu. The Kam Leizorg Dam Lemishri Basar. Sheni Amai Sovik Sar Boimu Pasul. Okay, so anyways, there's no Oisiv B'noi here, and the Rishon was also not a Shechita. The second one is also not a Shechita. This is not a Oisiv B'noi. So why does the second guy get Malchus? El Shmamina, the Loiker Reb Shimon. Our Mishnah can't go according to Reb Shimon. Says the Gemara Pshita Dachi. So it's pretty obvious that the Mishnah can't go according to Reb Shimon. I don't need this whole long Gemara. Shchitas Kachim and Tzrichalei. This last thing that we just said that Mr. Kornbluth didn't like. That's the Chiddush. That goof is what we're coming to say. This Chiddush. So Gedad Chamina Shchitas Kachim Shchita Ruyahi. Dahi Nachar Bezarek Dam Lo Mishturi Basar. At the end of the day, if I just do nechira on an animal, for those of you who haven't been bezvachim, you cut it this way from top to bottom, you do nechira that passes the animal. But the shechita that I just did made the animal kosher for something, so maybe I'll think the shechita is good. No, you need a tziruf of 2 things. You need the shechita and zrika. One without the other doesn't work. You're right, this is a good shechita compared to nechira. Nechira would completely ruin the animal, and this is a good shechita, but I still have to do step number 2, which is zrika. So therefore, that's all we're trying to tell you, that according to Reb Shimon, that this case doesn't work by Oisiv B'noi. Now ask the Gemara, when a person does Oisiv B'noi, right? So any case, this guy, any case in the Mishnah, all 12 cases, the second animal, he always gets Oisiv B'noi, always gets Malchus. Ask the Gemara, why does he only get Malchus? Once. He should get twice. We should hit him 80 times. Why? There's another Lavi Zoiver. Since I'm not allowed to shecht it, I'm not allowed to shecht this animal, and I shechted it, he's mechusas man. I'm over the sanyo. Minay lekol psulin shebeshor v'shebeshzeh shubelo yerotze. Any psul in a shor, you're over on the words lo yiratze tamaloymar v'shar v'seh v'surah kolot. It brings all these psulim in a shar in a seh, and then it says afterwards limin la psulim shev'shar v'shebeseh shu below yiratze, and then afterwards it says lo yiratze. So since it says v'shar v'seh v'surah v'kolot and davat tas oisai lo yiratze at the end of the pasuk. So it means that anything that has a psul in a seh in an animal, you're over on lo yiratze. So over here, since I have a psul of mechusar zman, an animal has to be roi to shchita, and it wasn't really shchita, so I was over. Says the Gemara, you're right. So this teretz is saying you're right. What?
By kachim dafka? No, also by going.
This is the chisaron. No, by kachim. Chisaron is a yeah. You there's no. First of all, we're talking about the mechusar zman of just you can't shecht it today. Nothing to do with the age of the animal. You had an animal that was old enough to shecht, but you can't shecht it today because of oisav is benoy. It doesn't allow you to shecht it. That's a different mechusar zman. But the other mechusar zman of age doesn't apply to Chullin anyways.
Why isn't there a suffix?
No, that's for carbonais.
Why isn't there a suffix? If that cow had a baby, there's the potential to shechtet b'noi later that day.
What do you mean? You could shecht that b'noi.
If somebody
No, but we're talking about the second one. We're talking about a mother and a offspring right here. Here's the.
because potentially somebody could shecht the b'noi that day.
What happened? They shechted this mother, and then they shechted this guy. So when they shecht the second one, you're over on oisav b'noi. I have another iser called mechusar zman. Since I can't shecht him, halachically I can't shecht him, even because he's related to this one, I can't shecht him in the Beis Hamikdash today. So, and I went ahead and I shechted him. Forget about the Isser of Oisav B'noi. I'm over on Mechusar Zman for shechting him. A second Isser. I'm over on a new Isser called Mechusar Zman. On the second animal. Only on the second animal. Says the Gemara, you're right. So the first teretz of the Gemara is you're right. You are chayiv twice. And the second teretz of the Gemara is no, you're not chayiv. So what's the Gemara saying? You're right. You're chayiv 2 times, but the Mishnah doesn't talk about it. We're talking about dafka, something that has to do with oisav b'noi. Really? Lavi nuchroi like a chashiv. V'loi v'kachim b'chutz. The lavi nuchroi need a chashiv. We're talking about that if a guy shechted outside the Beis Hamikdash, he's chayiv for. It says both of them get malchus. This guy gets malchus for kachim b'chutz, and this guy gets oisav b'noi. So you see that we are considering other things. Says the Gemara, the Ketani Kachim Bachutz Orishon Chayev Kares whose name Sogin Sar Boim. Says the Gemara, Bishlam Misheni Mishum Lav Dois Vizbinoi El Orishon Amai Soivik Lav Mishum Lav Deshchud Chutz. So we do consider other lavim besides Dois Vizbinoi. Says the Gemara Teretz Kol Heichad Delek Lav Dois Vizbinoi Choshev Lav Nuchroi. When there's no other lav, then I have to tell you that there's another lav here. Why? I'm telling you. Number 2, this guy over here, he's chayiv because of oisav b'noi. And what? And number 1 is potter. He's going to go home scot-free. That wouldn't sound good in the Mishnah. So I have to tell you, no, he's going to get a lav because of kachim b'chutz. But I already said that he's chayiv on. I already said he's chayiv because oisav b'noi. So there's no. It's not necessary for me to enumerate all the lavim that he's chayiv and all the malchus he's going to get. I don't have to tell you all the lavim he gets. Now the second teretz is that kosev nitkal assay. There's actually an assay here, not a lois assay. Ma taimo domakro miyoyim hashmina v'halo yiratz. From the 8th day on, then you can bring it as a korban. You see, it's talking about a korban. Miyoyim hashmini in. Let's just finish 2 more lines. Look at the Rebbe Aptoiriki, the Rebbe Aptoiriki Romi. He has the question. It says, on the one hand, 7 days, you have to wait 7 days. On the 7th night, after the 7th day, you can bring it as a korban. And it says only from the 8th day on. In Laila Loi Hoketzat, Laila Ligdusho, you could be Mekadesh it then, Yoim Lartzah, then you bring it as a korban on the 8th day. So Lamais, I need this pasuk not to say that you're even a say. I need a pasuk to say when you bring it. You can only bring it on the 8th day. You could be Magdish on the 7th day. Says the Gemara, for that I have another pasuk, Siv Kura Achrina, Kein Tasel L'Shorchol L'Tzoincha, Shivas Yom Yeh, Im Imo, it says in that pasuk. So from there I know that on the 7th day you magdish it, 8th day this, and the other pasuk tells us that's just an essay.
7:15 Motzi Shabbos.